welcome back to my channel. I truly appreciate it. And I'm not just saying that because it's nice. I mean, honestly, I'm grateful for even getting 2 views. I mean, considering, I don't necessarily have a niche for my channel. So my main focus is basically to make sure the videos I publish are helpful. And thus far, the feedback I get, people tell me that my videos are helpful. And so check out my playlist. I have 2 currently. One is on addiction and another one is just strictly mental health. There is a running theme on my channel, and I primarily talk about things that affect our emotional states, our inner world, which I like to call N world, and possible solutions and ways that I've gotten out of these emotional turmoil, emotional turmoil. So let me know if this video was helpful. And so I will get into the topic for today, which is jealousy. And I will link my previous 2 videos that I have on jealousy, called I'm a Hater, part 1 and 2, which really go really deep into my own personal story and how jealousy of other women just destroyed my relationships with them, and how I got out of that. And it was a lifelong, thing. I'm in my mid-30s, and so it took really my whole life to get over these things and to come to a space where I was at a place of self-love, And so I just want to share my wisdom and what I've gained through that whole self-exploration process, and why it's dangerous to not address these things. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's never too late to begin the process of unraveling why you don't love yourself, or why you might have insecurity issues. It's never too late for that. So today I just wanted to basically go into a more succinct video, something I really didn't cover in my I'm a Hater part 1 and part 2, which is really how to go into your feelings with that, and how to recognize and how jealousy can help you. So I like to start with basically acknowledging, analyzing, and your feelings. So first you want to acknowledge how you feel when you're around certain women, and how you feel when you're on social media and you're looking at certain individuals or whoever you're following. It could even be celebrities. It could be anyone. Analyze your emotional state, and really be honest with yourself, and don't feel guilt for having these feelings. There's so much negativity about being a hater nowadays, and I get it. I understand that's the culture, whatever, but it's a very negative. It makes a person feel, judged, and basically being a hater, you're jealous. You have emotional pain, unresolved self-hatred. And so that's nothing to, make fun of. But society's going to be the way it's going to be. But once you analyze, like I did, like, okay, I'm feeling these feelings of jealousy, and none of us are immune to feeling jealous, okay? All of us have instances where we've looked at someone and made assumptions. A lot of times we're making assumptions because we may not even know the person. I've made assumptions about people just based on whatever the fuck I'm basing the opinion on. Like, oh, this person has something that I don't have. You feel powerless. You're lacking a sense of self. It's like, what do you feel you lack? Is it power? Is it a particular type of beauty? Is it a body type? Is it money? Is it, you know, an intrinsic quality that a person has? Maybe they're a great public speaker, maybe they're funny, you know, maybe it's not even something that's external. It's something that you may wish you had, or a skill, or, and a lot of the times, you know, it's something we can learn. You know what I mean? Really think about it. Us humans, we can develop skills and talents. You know, everything really doesn't have to be innately born. And so I feel like I just want, the main point of this video, I want to leave you with the idea that jealousy is not negative. Yes, it's seen that way, and it can become a very toxic thing, but I want to try and get you to see how you can utilize it to heal what's at the root of this emotional pain or this self-hatred that you feel. Because, you know, it's not going to change overnight, and it's definitely not going to change with you still being on social media and looking at other people. Not saying that just deleting social media is the key to that, because that's just the first step. You can't just delete social media or avoid social media. You have to go inward and then analyze, what is it about these people that is making me, is igging me, is making me feel less than, or just it doesn't feel good. I know it doesn't, you know. But this really helps you grow, and that emotional pain that you're feeling is actually drawing you inward, is drawing you to your inner world for you to look at this thing. It's like, pay attention, you know. You have this unresolved lack of self-worth. You know, you have no solid sense of self. So if you're feeling jealousy, a lot of the times it's because you don't have a solid sense of self either. That was a part of, and is a part of, jealousy triggers that I even still feel sometimes, and which is why I'm doing this video. Because we have to remind ourselves, and we have to remember ourselves. Not remember, but actually the word remember, you know, change our parts around. Being on social media, if you are lacking a solid sense of self or identity, is like danger zone. Any form, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, IG, it's like putting a baby just out into the world without its mother. It's exposed, it's open to harm. I mean, how fragile is an infant, right? It needs to grow and get stronger and learn how to walk and learn how to talk and all these things. So you understand what I'm saying? That is a very literal what I feel I'll touch on really quick is what teenagers are going through. This is not even about being too young for social media, or not letting your kids have a phone, or not letting them have fun. Social media for a teenager is like, again, putting an infant. You wouldn't expect an infant to be able to go to Manhattan by itself, okay? Like, honestly. But I'm being extreme because this is very literally what you're doing. You're taking a person that is not fully developed in their inner world. Their inner world is very open and very, very delicate and fragile. And these teenagers are going to grow up into adults. Their bodies are going to grow, they're going to look older, but their inner world, their end world, is still going to be that fragile thing, this flimsy thing that can just be hijacked and molded and like from all external things. They're never getting a chance to develop that solid sense of self, you know. And I feel like I was born at a time where I was like right on the cusp of that. But, you know, I had video vixens to look at on, you know, music videos that kind of screwed me up. But I literally couldn't imagine, with how social media has affected me, and I'm a grown adult, you know, and still sometimes having to work through some things, which is why I'm actually getting off social media presently. my Instagram and taking a break from that and actually not really watching too much of YouTube because I have been feeling triggered lately and I need to get to the root of why. See, when I notice something, it's like I catch it immediately. And when I catch it, it's work time. It's eject time. It's get to the root time. Okay? That's all I'm about at this point in life. I'm about getting to the root of shit. Anything. You understand? So that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Was how to basically acknowledge and analyze where your jealousy is coming from. It's not something that's good or bad. Ask yourself all these questions, and please read my description box because I will always read my description box. I mean, I'm sure there's always additional information and summaries, and also it's in a more concise format. But ask yourself these questions, acknowledge, am I jealous? Analyze, realize that this is to help you grow. It's something to pull you to your inner world. Pay attention. It's a cue that your inner world possibly isn't fully formed. You're not really at a space where it's solid and you know what your goal is. Or it's a lot of things. You know what I mean? It's really hard. I know when you look at Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and you see the individuals, what's popular, and all of this artificial shit, and you're trying to compete with that or come out and do something different. It can be hard, because you feel like people aren't receptive. But I feel like we're on the cusp of people not being afraid to be themselves. Like, I'm happy that I'm at a place now where I can go with or without makeup, or with or without wigs. You know what I mean? This is just a game to me now. You know what I mean? It's not a part of my identity. I don't identify with these things as my identity. And that really makes me feel good, I know this might not make sense to some people, but it's a huge deal. I grew up in the beauty industry. I have a cosmetology license and all of this. So I've been around the fake stuff for a while, and I had a very strong attachment to that. Like I said, did a video on that also. And it was very freeing when I came to a place where I wasn't emotionally attached to it. When I didn't feel like my real hair was not enough, or like I had to put makeup on. And even going out sometimes, I might not even beat myself to death. It's like, it's just a game to me now, I actually feel my best self when I am being myself. And so, but the makeup and hair is fun. Like I said, it's something that I feel women can engage, but without the emotional attachments. But I'm carrying on into another topic. Read the description box. Thank you for being here. I truly do appreciate it, and I'm really just even surprised with the views and subscribers I have now, because then it's consistent, and so clearly what I'm doing is helpful, and I just want to continue being helpful and helping people see themselves and their end worlds a little bit differently, if I can do that. Take care, and please subscribe and like this video so that other people can see it also. Later.